Joe Biden is the worst president of the past 20 years. Anyone who thinks rationally would probably agree with that statement. With a botched departure from Afghanistan, a year-and-a-half-long war in Ukraine, and record-high inflation that has made the average American far poorer than they were only 3 years ago, it's not hard to see why. Joe Biden also happens to be one of America's most corrupt politicians. Once again, it's easy to make that accusation. This past week, we've seen the beginning of the end for Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, who's been trying to bail himself out from a number of charges leveled against him. This, of course, hasn't helped Biden's image in the slightest, especially after Congress's hearing of Devon Archer, which has now brought much of Biden's corruption to light. Hello everyone, welcome back to Patriot Productions. I'm your host, The Patriot, and today we're going to be taking a glimpse into the shady dealings of the Bidens and how Hunter and Joe might finally be getting what's coming to them. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button, and let's get on with the video. So, for those who don't know, Devon Archer, one of Hunter Biden's business associates, and also a former board member of the corrupt Ukrainian energy company Burisma, just yesterday testified before Congress. This is huge for two reasons. The first being, House Democrats and the White House have been trying to stall Archer's testimony for 6 months now, and even at one point sent out arrest warrants for him. Despite all of their attempts, the actual testimony took place. The second reason is that for years now, Joe Biden has claimed to have never met or associated with any of Hunter's business friends. Said claim was just blown out of the water in this hearing.
Mr. Vice President, how many times have you ever spoken to your son about his overseas business dealings?
I've never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. I have never discussed with my son or my brother or anyone else anything having to do with their businesses, period. And what I will do is the same thing we did in our administration. There will be an absolute wall between personal and private and the government.
Do you stand by your statement that you did not discuss any of your son's overseas business dealings?
Yes, I stand by that statement. I did not know he was on the board of that company. I've never discussed my business or their business, my sons or daughters. I never discussed a single thing with my son about anything having to do with Ukraine.
Statement saying that he never talked to any of Hunter Biden's business associates. Clearly he talked, whether it's about the weather or whatever, but he said specifically that he's never talked to them. Doesn't this contradict him?
I don't know what his comment is, and if we're gonna, well, I don't think that's what he said. He never said that he has never spoken to anyone. He said that he had nothing to do with Hunter Biden's business dealings.
Now obviously people would claim that this is grounds for impeachment. Most conservatives of course do. Throughout X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, people have been riled up to the breaking point. From Dan Bongino, host of the Dan Bongino Show, I don't give a what Joe Biden talked about on the phone with Hunter Biden's corrupt business partners. Getting him on the phone is how influential peddling works. A first grader knows this. Jack Posobiec, one of the many influential conservative Twitter journalists, tweeted, CNN says Hunter was just selling illusion of access to his dad, kind of like how CNN just sells the illusion of journalism. And of course, longtime conservative poster Cat Turd tweeted, this is straight up treason. This of course is only a small sampling of the absolute outrage pouring from conservatives all across the online world. Devon Archer's testimony has completely changed the way the Dems have been going about defending Biden. Originally, the stance was of, he meant what he said, he's never spoken with his son's associates, to now, he was only saying hi, he was talking about the weather and other cordial things. It's all a sham, and it's quite easy to see through it. The normal people out there are done with all this nonsense. It's really convenient that once more it's reported that Trump is about to be hit with more indictments. Perfect timing, eh? Don't look at Hunter, everyone. Look over here at Trump. Trump is guilty. We're gonna get him with more charges that will surely lock him up. They want everyone to look away. Don't pay attention to what's really happening. Just look the opposite way. It's like a magic show. They want to misdirect you and keep your attention somewhere else so that they can get away with whatever they want. Nearly succeeded last week with Hunter's plea deal. Turns out the judge's instincts were on par when she actually looked through the terms of the plea deal, only to see an immunity clause. If said deal had gone through, it would have been practically impossible to ever hit Hunter with other charges ever again. The Bidens really tried to pull a fast one there, yet, just like everything else they've done, it's gone to crap, and they're now scrambling to pick up the pieces. We the people see through you, Mr. President. There's no way in hell that you got even more votes than Barack Obama. Your entire presidency has been illegal, and you are a traitor deserving of a traitor's fate. Maybe that's harsh, but after 3 years of this nonsense, I think we can all agree that Joe Biden needs to go. The real question, of course, is, will anything come of all this? The GOP is notorious for chickening out at the last moment. Kevin McCarthy is already trying to slink his way out of not putting forth articles of impeachment. It really will come down to whether the GOP can get its act together, yet it's not entirely hopeless. Hunter still has to abide by the terms the judge put down for him, and he is still being investigated. Articles of impeachment have been levied against Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, which is the first step of fighting the corruption. And, of course, Biden himself has been backed into a corner with Devon Archer's testimony. The people are waking up, and these globalist games we've all been forced to play will soon come to an end, one way or another. Well, that's basically all I got for today. This is, of course, only the surface of all the crap the Bidens have been hiding. The House Oversight Committee tweeted a breakdown of the entire testimony, which I've linked in the comments below, and hopefully within the coming week we'll actually see the footage of the hearing. I'd of course love to hear any thoughts and comments from you guys. What do you think will come of all this? Will Hunter actually be sent to prison? Will good old Joe have articles of impeachment levied against him? Anything you guys have to say, please drop it in the comments, as just like with liking and subscribing, it most definitely helps the algorithms promote my videos. So, until next time, people, adios!